Today's video is going to be very brief, but it's extremely informative and important that you understand and hear what I have to say. I'm going to be discussing exactly what the USS coal bombing trial that's going on in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, as we speak, what that is about, and so on. So you at least have some background and understanding, some context. My name is Linda Forsyth. I'm reporting for Seavine, and we're going to get right to it here. Hold on while I share my screen. Okay, first off, everybody should be aware, everything I tell you can be fact checked. Okay, and I please encourage you to start doing that so you understand. This is the Office of Military Commissions website. The Office of Military Commissions is the one that handles and does GTMO proceedings, has everything in here you need. I usually state this to you at the beginning of every single video I do, so bear with me on this for those who are new. There is everything in here you need. There's a calendar. There's a daily transcripts. There shows what active cases are. It shows where you can view these through live CCTV. It has anything and everything that you need to know about GTMO on here. Okay, so I will leave this website address in the description bar. One of the things in there about the calendar, which is right here, when you click on it for the purposes of today, this is the calendar for the month of June 2023. You can see that starting on the 12th and all the way to the end of the month is the Nashiri pre-trials. Again, these are in pre-trial still after over 20 years, just like the KSM et al. 9/11 trials that's in pre-trial. So there was another trial at the very beginning of the month. It was at the tail end of it that I did not cover, so it's not on here. If you want to find out more information about it, has to do with the Bali bombing. And I will have more information on that. But for right now, today, we are talking about the Nashiri trials, which has to do with the USS coal bombing. You can go to the Seavine website, c-vine.com, c-vine.com. Please go ahead and manually type in the address for some reason. I don't know why, although I can guess that whenever I put a link, it's fine at first, and on social media, many times, or more often than not, it'll become corrupted. So please just type it in, all right? And you'll go right to the website, be no problems whatsoever. We have a lot of volunteers that are keeping very close eye on this website. You will have all the information you need about a variety of all different types of articles and etc. that are coming out there in archives and so on. So there's even a donate button. And also, just so you're aware, through the entire month of August, I am going to bring up, and I'm going to have an entire video about this, is that I am personally, along with 20 other people, going to be in Fort Meade in the special room on Fort Meade to be able to watch the trials throughout the entire month of August. And we need you to step up, if you are in the area, to please stop by and see us. But in the meantime, it takes a lot of money. We're not mainstream media. We don't have people paying for our hotels and rooms or whatever. It comes out of our pockets. And most of us are struggling just like you. We're just trying to do our part to bring you information. So if you are in a position to donate for our travel expenses coming up in August, it would be very appreciative. We've got a lot of people that you guys know and love that are going to be there, and I'll talk to you about that on another video. Okay, let's get right to it. If you are watching this on YouTube or whichever, or even Rumble, please like this video, should you do so, and become a subscriber to us there. It would be helpful to help us build up our numbers so we can get out the information. But anyway, okay, so this is written by Carol Rosenberg, who has been pretty much monitoring. She's working for the New York Times, obviously mainstream media, but she has been around from the very beginning of when these, began. And because we don't have anyone there right now, I'm using some of this background information coming from, she's a good source. So having to do with history of Gitmo and so on. So anyway, basically the coal bombing case at Guantanamo Bay, and it's very brief. Note for the remaining month of June 2023, Guantanamo Bay Gitmo will continue with the USS Cole bombing pre-trial proceedings. Vine volunteers will continue monitoring and providing updates throughout this month, but for the purpose of this report, we thought some may appreciate a historical background on this case. Carol Rosenberg gave an excellent synopsis through a New York Times report in April 2023, and we uploaded parts of it here for educational purposes. Trial Guide, the coal bombing case at Guantanamo Bay. What to know about the death penalty prosecution of a Saudi prisoner accused of plotting the attack on a Navy destroyer off Yemen in 2000 that killed 17 sailors, by Carol Rosenberg. The crime. The Saudi citizen Abdul al-Rahim al-Nashiri, we call al-Nashiri case for short for the future, is accused of organizing the Al-Qaeda bombing of the U.S. Navy destroyer Cole on October 12, 2000. Two men sailed a bomb-laden skiff alongside the Cole during a routine refueling stop in the port of Adam, Yemen, and then blew themselves up. 17 American sailors died. A dozen more were wounded. Mr. Nashiri is also accused of a role in the 2002 bombing of the Limburg, a French flag Malaysian chartered tanker that was carrying Iranian crude oil. Bulgarian crew member was killed in that attack. The Cole bombing case is a lesser known of the two death penalty cases being pursued at a military commission at Guantanamo Bay. The other is the case against the 5 men accused of plotting the attacks of September 11, 2001. Future reference KSM et al., Khalik Sheikh Mohammed et al. Total of 5 being tried at the same time for 9/11 that is now in plea deals. All right, I digress. Moving back to the USS Cole bombing, the trial. There is currently no set date. The judge said in a ruling on September 28 that it was too soon because of the large number of fact-intensive, complex issues requiring resolution before trial. Hence, why they're still in pretrial. The case has been in pretrial proceedings since Mr. Nashiri's arraignment in November 2011, in part because of higher court challenges by both the prosecution and defense lawyers to decisions by the court judges, and in part because 2 years of judicial rulings by an earlier judge were thrown out when he was found to have a conflict of interest. A major impediment has been to slow the pace of disclosure to defense lawyers about the CIA prison network known as Black Sites, where the defendant was held for 4 years before his transfer to Guantanamo in September 2006. Hearings also were put on hiatus for more than 500 days because of the coronavirus pandemic. The victims. As you can see, a picture there, Al-Qaeda claimed responsibility for the attack on the Cole, which killed 17 American sailors, credit Thomas, Kienzel, etc., etc. 17 sailors were killed in the attack. The names are Kenneth Clodfelter, Richard Costello, Lakina Francis, Timothy Ghana, Sharon Gahn, James McDaniels, Mark Nueto, Ronald S. Owens, Labika N. Palmer, Joshua L. Parlett, Patrick H. Roy, Kevin S. Rux, Rochester M. Santiago, Timothy L. Saunders, Gary G. Swenonis, Jr., Andrew Triplett, and Greg B. Wibberley. Notice the ages. They're all very young. Of course, being in the military. A liaison to the victims who works for the prosecution selects surviving crew members as well as family members of those who were killed in the attacks to observe the proceedings at Guantanamo Bay. Shipmates from that day and the parents of fallen sailors have become familiar faces in the gallery at the back of the court, where members of the public who gain admission to the National Security Court can watch the proceedings live and hear the audio on a 40-second delay. Family members and victims of the attack can also observe a video feed of the proceedings from a viewing room in Norfolk, Virginia, which is the home port of the USS Cole. All right, you can read the New York Times report here. This is all I'm going to go over today, folks. If you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you like it, become a member, and I'm going to be coming back and explaining more. So there's a brief report. Please keep on top of this with me. Bear with me. Know what's going on. Okay. It's important. That's why I'm taking the time and the effort to do this, not to bore you, but to make you aware. Please keep coming back, fact checking me, and looking at these things because you must. You must. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me today, and we will talk to you soon.